the ball, hit the ball, you catch the ball. You got it!
There's no crying! There's no crying in baseball!
Viva Cuba Libre. Welcome into episode number 63 of the Picked Off Podcast, the hardest hitting 30 minutes of baseball coverage you will get all week. I'm your host, Bitter Mike Babbo, on a beautiful Friday afternoon here in lovely San Antonio, Texas. With me, as usual, is my ride or die partner, Mr. Aric Schuler. Aric, how you doing?
I'm good, Mike. Happy to be back. What's going on? We got some baseball to be played here. I'm telling you, the season is rounding out here.
Yeah.
We're finding out who people are here.
Yeah, it's been a compelling season so far, both off and on the field. Let's just get right to it. Let's lay out the show. We'll, as usual, go over the latest news and notes coming out of Major League Baseball, take a quick peek at the division standings, see what's changed over the last 7 days, find out who's wearing us out, and look at some key matchups this weekend. But first, we need to issue some congratulations to the Oklahoma Sooners for winning the Men's College World Series. The Oklahoma double play combination of Kyle Branch and Jackson Willis combined to go 6 for 8 in the final game and drove in 8 runs. And OU rolls over the UNC Tar Heels 13-2 to capture their second CWS trophy. Aric, I'm not sure if you watched any of the games. I watched the third one. It was it was a tight race or tight game for the first 4 or 5 innings, but then I think the Tar Heels pitchers got a little bit flustered by the umpire, and I think that let them get to them.
Yeah, so I did. I watched the entire series. Very, very compelling. I will tell you, I'm a little bit surprised. I really thought with the way that Oklahoma, the University of Oklahoma, came out and kind of rolled through the postseason, got very hot at the right time. I think there's a statistic out there that they had a significant portion of the home runs they hit during the season.
Yeah, you said 40%.
40 to 50% of those home runs were hit in the postseason, which is kind of incredible.
Yeah, and considering how they just kind of sleptwalked through the regular season, it's just pretty amazing that they flipped the switch on.
And so I really thought, and I had talked to a lot of folks about this, so I thought game one was key. I thought Oklahoma winning game one was imperative, but I also thought that if Oklahoma lost, I was curious on how they would bounce back. They lost game two, tighter game than the other two.
Yeah.
I was a little bit surprised they came back out in game three, looked like the same team, just where they had left off. So congratulations to the Sooners. Like I said, they got hot at the right time.
Yeah, and there's for them to basically flip the switch like that, and they were just a completely different team in June. So congratulations to them. Let's take a look at some news and notes from the world of professional baseball. We touched on this last week, and we said we were going to go into a little bit deeper on this. But MLB's latest proposal to completely overhaul the amateur draft was released last week, and this is going to start in next year's draft, not this year. The league, they plan on introducing an international draft, replacing the current international signing period and the budget. They're going to keep the budget about the same, but now it's just going to be a regular formal draft like they do in the domestic draft. The domestic draft and international drafts will each have 12 rounds, which will be a significant decrease from even this current one, which is 20 for the domestic, and it used to be as many as 50 rounds. But they have been whittling this down. Certainly, they whittled it down after the advent, after COVID, I should say. Each draft would have a $200 million signing pool and hard draft slots. So draftees can no longer negotiate a salary.
Yeah, it's fixed.
Right, it's fixed, right?
Yeah.
So no more of this, hey, we're going to pay this guy more to hopefully get this guy on the cheap. None of that anymore. The current figures show $400 million were doled out by all the teams for the domestic drafts, and about a little bit less than $200 million for the international draft. So that's going to be a significant change. There's not going to be any international signing period for 2027. In 2026. So in 2027, that's when it'll start it. So the real reduction is about $400 million total. There's going to be fewer players in the pipeline. the biggest thing for me is that nobody under the age of 20 is going to be eligible for the domestic draft. You have to be 20 by September 1 of that year. So go bye high school players.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, Mike, I have a weird relationship with the MLB draft, like just the way that I think about it, and
Okay.
I'll tell you why it's hard for me. Baseball's such a different sport, right? The odds are, like, let's take the NBA draft, just happened,
Yeah.
right? The odds are you're going to see all the players that were drafted in the first and second round. The odds are you're going to see them play in the NBA,
Yeah.
right? The odds are you're going to see a significant percentage of these guys never make the MLB.
Yeah. The
Right.
international signing, I think 75% are released within 3 years.
Yeah, and so I would tell you, like, that's just hard for me to get excited about. It is so I'm not saying I don't pay attention to it, and I don't, obviously look at how my team does and who they pick up and what the backstory is on those guys. But I would just tell you, like, it seems like such a non-event. I know it's important, right?
Yeah.
But it just doesn't have the same flair that these other drafts have.
I would think that the first 3 rounds are important. Certainly the first round is important.
But you still have a significant. It's such a hard road.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And they spend
it's a
5 years
crapshoot.
in the minors.
Yeah.
And so you don't see them, for a long time. And if you're, big fans like we are, I'm sure you keep up with the draft prospects and the guys that sit in the San Francisco minor league system.
Definitely the ones that didn't pan out.
Right,
yeah, that's
right.
For sure.
And I would tell you, I do the same for the Yankees, but the casual fan's just not doing that. As opposed to, I think these other sports.
Right.
I think the casual fan is a little bit more into the number one pick in the NBA draft and where he gets picked and
Right.
what he's going to look like. I mean, Wemby out. Just take Wemby 3 years ago, number one pick. I mean, that was huge.
Right.
And so
Well, the NFL draft is just must-see TV, right?
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy.
yeah.
They've been-
So it's just a weird relationship I have with the MLB draft.
Well, because like you said, it's such an uncertain thing. I mean, prospects do not equal parades, and they definitely don't. They don't equal major leaguers, and really, I think that more so, you take a look at a guy like a Mike Piazza, who was drafted in the 50th round, or Don Mattingly, I think it was drafted in the 40th round. Those are the ones that stick out for me. The ones that, hey, they had no shot at making it, and now they're Hall of Famers, or pretty close to it. But for the most part, this is it's really a crapshoot. So.
Yeah. It's just and so in that regard, Mike, like sometimes I wonder, are they just putting some organization to it for the sake of organization, or could they really do five rounds?
Well, they
just have it be a free for all.
They want to make it more, I guess. They want to make it more certain. So these guys who get picked, they're actually got a shot, okay, as opposed to just drafting cannon fodder or tackling dummies for in depth.
Just to fill
for your
rosters.
organizational system. So what is that going to mean, right? Even though the league has said, look, we have an agreement with the minor league system that we're not going to reduce any teams until 2030, right? But the implication is there, right? Fewer players drafted means fewer teams that are going to have players. And, of course, the PA, the Players Association, just threw cold water on this whole thing. I mean, their reaction was quite predictable. They called it, quote, bad for baseball, and they said it would cripple the next generation of players and damage the future of the game. They also pointed to the reduction of the bonus pool as a further limitation on players' salaries. And they also noted, and this is true, the older you draft a guy, the older he is going to be before he hits free agency. So what's that going to mean is like the salaries are going to be lower because you're going to be paying an older guy a lot less money, as opposed to like a Kevin McGonigal for the Detroit Tigers, or somebody like that who's going to come up as an 18-year-old and probably going to be a free, or like a Juan Soto, right? He came up as a 19-year-old, and he signed the richest deal in Major League history as a 26-year-old. Gone are those days, that's for sure. And that's what at least that's what the league is trying to propose. And then, of course, the league just yesterday came out with a response to the Players Association, their initial draft. They said, yeah, we agree to 5 years, a 5 years free agency for guys who are 30 and over. But, they put a bunch of caveats in that. And then, of course, the PA threw cold water at this. This is the thing that's wearing me out, Aric, if I may.
Yeah.
They are arguing, they are negotiating in the public arena in front of Everybody in the court of public opinion. What drives me nuts is that they are already establishing, talking points and pissing and moaning about this, and we have a season going on here. Do us a favor, all right? Just shut up already about this, all right? Stop talking about this. If you want to negotiate behind closed doors. Get your asses in a closed room and stop talking about this in the press, okay? Because you're not making any fans. You're not making any friends. Because if you look at recent polls on The Athletic, 75% of the people that were polled, I think it was like 25,000, they said both sides are to blame, and you guys aren't making any friends. How about if we just wait until the end of the season, till we finally get done playing baseball? Let's focus on the game that's on the field, okay? And then go ahead and lock yourselves in a room for 3 months. You got 3 months until the next spring training starts in February. I get it. The league has already said that they're going to lock out the players. At least the Players Association has said so. Okay, fine. That's a bargaining move. Fine. I don't give a damn. All right? But stop this. It's annoying me.
Yeah. I get where you're coming from, but I also, this is a game. This is a game, Mike.
I know, but I don't like them playing this game.
I think that's fine. I think that's fine if you don't like it, right? But it's a tale as old as time here. I mean, this is. But
they're not garnering any goodwill amongst the fans.
No, but what I'm going to tell you is, the truth is, Mike, as much as I love baseball, right, and all our listeners know that I love baseball. I'm a huge fan. I love when the league is on the uptick. But the truth is, they haven't cared about the fans for a long time, Mike. They haven't.
Yeah.
They haven't. So it's not surprising to me, I guess is my point. Like it doesn't surprise me. I watch baseball not because I value these two sides, right? I watch baseball because it's America's pastime. And I'm going to tell you, they have struggled with the casual fan. It's interesting. They're starting to get some uptick on the casual fan right in the midst of going into a negotiation.
But my point is that does any of this bickering grow the game? Does any of this bickering get the casual fan interested?
I don't think so, but I would also say I think.
Come on, the answer is a hard no.
Yeah. I don't think so. Yeah, no, for sure. But I'm also going to tell you this: I don't think the casual fan is beneath this. The casual fan doesn't engage in this.
Okay, but I mean, they lost a lot of fans because of the '94 strike. Okay, and it took a lot for them to get back. I'm not talking about the casual fan. I'm talking about the fan that likes his team, but not the crazy fan like you and I are that watches almost every game, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. All I'm saying is I don't like. Unfortunately, the casual fan has to be appealed to in a different way. I don't think this is affecting your casual fan. And I think you have already lost the fans from the old days I think they're gone. The guys that you lost in '94, I don't think they're coming back.
They're probably dead.
Yeah, that's probably true. But I would just tell you, I agree with you. It's annoying. I agree with you.
Yeah,
100% that it's annoying.
And it's just like,
but I don't know if it's hurting the game. I wouldn't go that far.
I do. I mean, just shut up already and stop bickering about this, and just look. If you got something to say it to each other. In private. That's all I'm saying. Anyway. Moving on. The St. Louis Cardinals announced sweeping leadership changes. Bill DeWitt III, son of Bill DeWitt Jr., will take over as the Cardinals' chief executive officer. The father, Bill DeWitt Jr., will remain principal owner and chairman. He bought the team back in 1996, I believe, from the Bush family. I'm going to get this name wrong, but I'm going to try it anyway. Anuk Karan-Aratne, formerly the VP of Baseball Operations, becomes a president in place of Bill III. He was brought in 3 years ago, just in 2024, after 3 straight seasons of the Cardinals missing the playoffs. And Anuk's responsibility was to enhance the fan experience, and I think they've done that. Of course, bringing in Chaim Bloom to revamp the roster and get some excitement back into the game, because I think John Mozeliak, who was their GM for like the last 20 years, I think he was stale, and they rode him off into the sunset. And of course, they're having a banner season, much surprise season. So the Cardinals, who have been a mainstay and an iconic franchise for decades, finally see a change at the top. I think it'll be actually good. Get some fresh blood there.
Are you surprised by this move?
Yeah, I mean the guy's old.
I'm surprised by this move given where they are right now.
Yeah,
right. Why would you upset the apple cart now?
Yeah, but I mean, he's just a figurehead. I mean, not figurehead, but I mean, it's a CEO. It's just like it's time.
I understand. It just seems like the timing's poor.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying it's not the right move, and I'm not saying it wasn't eventually going to happen.
Right.
What I am saying is, why did it happen? Why did it happen at the end of June when you're in the middle of a pennant race?
Yeah, maybe they could have waited until, or maybe maybe Bill Jr. got a health scare or something like that. It's like, it's time.
I just think there's things probably happening behind the scenes we don't know about.
Well, this one didn't happen behind the scenes. This one happened right in front of us. I mean, this breaking news this morning, and I think this has been a worst kept secret for the last 6 weeks. The New York Mets finally pulled the plug on manager Carlos Mendoza. David Stern and Steve Cohen announcing that Mendoza, after 3 years, has been shown the door. Mendoza has been let go. Andy Green, formerly in their player development department, he will take over as the manager on an interim basis for the rest of the year. The Mets entered the season with the highest paid payroll in terms of collective payroll tax, and they were the highest cash payroll in all of baseball. But their season has been a disaster. They're 13 games under 500. 34-47. They're last in the National League East. No surprise with that record, and they're the third worst record in baseball. Their free agent acquisitions of Freddie Peralta and their trades of, and of course, Bo Bichette up until lately have not really gone well at all. Their trade acquisitions of Marcus Semien and their free agent signee of Luis Robert Jr. have been absolutely terrible, backfired on them. So look, by no stretch of the imagination, this is all Carlos Mendoza's fault. I think David Stearns shares some blame, as well he should, and I think he's on the hot seat for sure. But this has been an absolute disaster.
Yeah, failed experiment. It was a failed experiment.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, this is not surprising at all. I mean, somebody was going to take the fall there. I would just say there's enough blame to go around here. They have a flawed roster.
No question.
It came in flawed. You talked a lot about it. I thought it would go a little bit better than it has gone, but it's gone very, very poorly. And I would say if you're the front office and you're looking at this, maybe they have the mentality that I did. It should be going better than this.
Oh, God, yeah.
Right? And so maybe they're making a move to say, hey, look, I agree you have a flawed roster, but you still got a bunch of studs out there. No doubt some of them are playing out of position. We went after the best, players as opposed to the best, need, the things that fit our need the most. But I will say, they're probably looking at it very similar as me is, where I say, hey, look, yeah, this is going very, very poorly. It should be going better, and that's on the manager.
There's poorly, like the Giants are doing, and there is just absolute mess. I mean, they do nothing well. I mean, their defenses, they committed 6 errors in the nightcap of the doubleheader against the Mets, against the Cubs. They got swept by the Cubs.
But there's a significant difference between the expectations of this team and the expectations of your Giants.
True.
Yeah, that's why they're firing the manager here.
But yeah,
right.
I guess.
Like at the end of the day, if they're in third place, 6 games out of first place, he's not getting fired.
Yeah.
Right? The fact that they're in the basement of the division.
Well, Mendoza's also in his 3rd year. I mean, whereas they're not going to fire Tony Vitello, especially considering how much money they've outlaid toward the manager position, right? Keep in mind they're paying Bob Melvin.
Correct.
Right? They're paying the University of Tennessee.
Right.
We're talking about the Giants. So their payroll allocation for the manager positions alone is in excess of $11 million.
They're much more pot committed than the Mets are.
Right.
Right. But all I'm saying is it doesn't matter if you're you're in your 3rd year and the experiment's going this poorly. All I'm saying is the front office is putting some of it on the manager.
Yeah.
And that's why it doesn't surprise me.
Well, my expectations for the Giants were not going to be – they weren't going to be this bad, but I didn't think that they were going to be a playoff team. I didn't think so. The Mets, I thought, were going to be a playoff team, but I didn't think they were going to be 13 games under 500.
Correct. So all I'm saying is you have to look at the chasm. The chasm between what the expectations are. And look, I thought your Giants were going to compete for a wild card. Right. Right. But I will tell you, majority of the folks that know baseball did not think the way that I thought.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the expectation was that they wouldn't compete for a wild card and they'd finish, bottom of that division. The expectation for the Mets were that, hey, they're going to compete for a playoff spot. They're going to compete for the division. Maybe they go out and catch lightning in a bottle here and compete for a World Series. None of that is happening.
Fair enough. All right, taking a look at the division standings, the Yankees in the AL East are still hanging around, even though they've played 500 ball over the last couple of weeks. They still maintain a 2-game lead over the Tampa Bay Rays, thanks to the hot hitting of Paul Goldschmidt, 38-year-old Paul Goldschmidt.
Yep.
Good gosh.
Yep. Fountain of youth.
Yeah.
Yep. Looking very good.
And of course, Cody Bellinger is keeping it going. Their pitching staff is still maintaining it. They're still doing very, very well.
But anyone that hates the Yankees is looking at this the same way I look at the AL West. Right? The Yankees play 500 ball and nobody's picking up games on them.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
The hottest team is the Orioles.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
whoopee.
And the Orioles are, 11, 12 games out.
Right.
So, that's got to be frustrating for anybody who hates the Yankees.
Yeah. Turning to the Central, the White Sox and the Guardians are in a virtual tie for first place, followed by the Minnesota Twins. The White Sox are still playing extremely well at home. They did have a couple of tough losses over the week, but both are kind of treading water, losing 6 out of the last 10. But the White Sox are certainly hitting above their weight. The Guardians, so many injuries, but I don't know how they're doing it. But
yeah, this sort of thing is where I start to feel like the season is long, right? Because you have teams. It's almost like these teams. The season is so long, and now we're getting into the dog days.
Yeah,
right. We're getting in. It's getting hot, and what I would say is it's almost like teams falter. They play below 500 ball, and it's like the teams behind them or right there with them cannot find the gumption to go out and take advantage of that. And that just tells me that everybody's worn out. The season is, they're going to get revived by the Midsummer Classic, right? They'll come out of the box, late July, August. They'll play a little bit better baseball. But right now, everybody's kind of losing some steam going in the Midsummer Classic, it seems like.
In the West, your favorite division, the Mariners are still in first, but guess what? The Astros are making a move. They're only a game and a half behind Seattle, tied for second place with the Athletics at 40 and 43, and they've won 7 of the last 10 ball games. I mean, they're getting healthy. They're rested. I know this frustrates the heck out of you, but Carlos Montoya, the manager, is. I don't know how he did it while these guys were all injured. So
no, I know how he did it. Well,
we know
right.
How
The division sucks.
The division sucks.
Okay, I know how he did it. Right, it's not surprising to me. Right. The problem in this division is all the other teams, not the Astros.
Right.
The Astros played piss poor baseball the first half of the season.
Right.
And the fact that they're still in this has to do with all the other teams.
But they have gone 12, 13 and 8 over the last 20.
I don't want one single person to talk to me about the Seattle Mariners again. They are who they thought they were, freaking Denny Green style. These guys are a joke. They have no idea how to go out and take their rightful spot. I hate this division. I hate it with a passion.
41 and 41 is the leader.
I hate this division. It's a joke. The Astros are going to win this thing. You heard it here. Wears me out. I'm pissed. I don't know what to say.
I love it. All right, let's turn to the NL East. The Braves on May 22nd, they had a 10.5 game lead over the Phillies. Now it's down to 4.5. They've played 500 ball over the last 30 games. They're hurt. Their pitching is suspect at best. The Phillies, they're still mashing, but the hottest team in baseball right now is the Miami Marlins at 20 and 10 over the last 30 games. And the Mets we've already talked about. They're officially a hot mess. They got swept at home by the Cubs in a 4-game series.
The appealing part about what the Marlins are doing, Mike, is not only the hottest team in baseball right now, but at the same time, it's not like you have the teams at the top of this division are not falling apart, right?
No.
Miami's just playing really solid baseball. Okay,
they got some young studs. I'm telling you, the kid they got for Owen Casey.
They do.
Yeah, yep. He from the Cubs for Edward Cabrera, who by the way is out with another injury. X Edwards, their second baseman, he's hitting .293 with a .799 OPS. Otto Lopez leads the league in hits. Their shortstop with 107. And Kyle Stowers, he's been hurt, but he's back in the lineup. Granted, he's only hitting 224, but he could really run into a few and really cause some problems. Their pitching staff has been very good. Sandy Alcantara is starting to pitch more like what we figured. Let's hope they keep him, right? Max Meyer, good Lord. I mean, he hasn't lost a game yet. He's 8-0.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I like about what's going on with Miami is Miami trying to channel. Are they trying to move that franchise into the Tampa Bay Devil Rays type mold?
Yeah,
that's what it looks like to me right now. I will say the only frustrating part is they're 20-10 over the last 30, right? I think something like that.
Yeah.
And my question to you is, man, you go 20-10 over the last 30, and you're still 7 games out. That is, what a gut punch,
right?
And so, and that's why it's so important. All these games matter. We play 162 games, and all of them matter, and that's why they matter, because teams can go on a nice little run like that, and they're still 7 games out. Long season.
Right, and they're a game and a half out of the third wild card spot, but I know it's early to be talking about wild card standings, but they're right there, 3 games over 500. I think 5 or 6 games over 500 gets it done for them. But this would be a huge win for them, considering they weren't really expected to.
It is early,
to go that
Mike.
far. The only thing they were talking about is when are they going to trade Sandy Alcantara.
Right.
And now I don't think they're going to do that.
It is early, but I'd also tell you this: we're burying teams already. It's not too early to bury a team.
No, I know.
Right?
Yeah,
so I'm just saying,
true.
These guys are right where they should be.
Yeah.
Early or not, we're a game and a half out of the wild card. You're doing things we didn't think you were going to do. Keep it up.
Right. We're less than 5 weeks away from the trade deadline, which is August 3rd this year.
So I will tell you, if the team continues to play well and they're right there 4 or 5 games out of first place, they're not going to make any moves.
Right. To the Central in the National League, the division-leading Brewers widen their lead to 7 games. They got Brandon Woodruff back, and he threw very well in his first start back. The Cubs lose ace Ben Brown as well as Edward Cabrera. Ben Brown goes down to a neck strain. I think Cabrera strained a hamstring, so that's not good. They did trade for starter David Peterson from the New York Mets. Hopefully he will right the ship for them. But this right now looks to be a 2-team race. I just love what the Brewers are doing. They're hitting well, and of course they got 3 studs in their rotation.
Do you think it's a stretch for me to say that the Milwaukee Brewers are the best franchise in baseball right now?
I mean, they do so much with so little.
Right.
I mean, they're consistently up there for the last 6 or 7 seasons. I know my boy Craig Wallvogel doesn't really like the fact that Mark Antanasio doesn't pay. But, I mean, why would you? Why would you overpay? I keep telling him, why would you overpay for free agents?
I just think
would you go overpay, for Willie Adames? Would you have kept Willie Adames and have him hit 224?
He's playing the hand he's dealt. I believe that small market team doesn't have the type of money these other teams have. And I'll tell you, they're going out and doing
20 games over 500. I mean, what else do you want?
You don't hear him complain. No. You don't hear him talk about woe is me. They just go about their business. They've now stretched this lead out to 6.5 games. The Cubs are spending more money. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to call them the best franchise in baseball right now.
They're certainly the best run. I mean,
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
And this is my favorite division in baseball. You know that.
Yeah, I know it is. A lot of history there. And finally, the NL West, the Dodgers keep on rolling. I think this is a broken record. We say this every week. They're 52-29, best record in baseball. They got 140-something run differential. The only team in Major League Baseball, though, Aric, that has not played an extra inning game yet. Maybe because they're so far ahead.
Well, they better not, because they're the oldest team in baseball.
Yeah, that's true.
But I will tell you, very similar to these other teams. That we've talked a little bit about. The Dodgers are who we thought they were. They're the best.
Exactly. I'm telling you, I think that they're going to chase that 5 championships in a row that the Yankees did.
God, you are so done on that. Let's do odds. They're not going to win 5 in a row. No way.
Find me a team that's going to stop them.
No way. They're too old.
But their form system is incredible. Right?
I mean, that's fine, but I'm just saying it's hard. It's hard to that. It's impossible.
I know it's hard.
It's a different time.
I don't think it's impossible. I don't think it's hard.
It's not impossible.
But it's only hard. But.
Yeah, I all I'm saying is I'll take the other side. I'd have to give you some odds on that. We'd have to figure out what the market is.
In second place, within shouting distance, is the San Diego Padres. They're still trying to find their hitting stroke. They're solidly in a wild card spot, but the next 10 games for them are going to be really, really important because they face the Dodgers 7 in the next 10 times, including this weekend, one of the matches that we will look at.
This is going to set the tone here.
No question
It's going to set the tone. This is. Do we have a divisional race or do we not?
They got to get it going.
Yeah, and if they don't, it's over.
Right.
Just coast, land the plane, Dodgers.
Yeah. Turning to the marquee matchups this weekend, we are going to focus on 2 in the National League, 1 in the American League. I believe that's right. Yes, that is true. First is in the National League East, the Philadelphia Phillies at 44-36. They face the New York Mets in Citi Field in Queens at 34-47. Two teams are going opposite directions. The Mets, no surprise here, they haven't announced their rotation for any of these 3 games, but the Phillies will go with Zach Wheeler on Friday, 7-1 with a 2.11 ERA. Saturday is Alan Rangel looking for his first decision. He's got a 2.25 ERA. And Sunday, Jesus Luzardo has been up and down. He's 6-4 with a 4.39 ERA. For the Phillies, their DH Kyle Schwarber, he's leading the league with 29 home runs. He's leading all of Major League Baseball with 29 home runs, and that is more than JT Realmuto, Bryson Stott, Trey Turner, and Alec Boehm combined.
Yeah.
Brandon Marsh is on a pace to shatter his career marks in average on-base percentage, slugging, and OPS. The Mets, on the other hand, they're in last and sinking fast, losers of 8 of their last 10, and allowing double-digit runs in 4 of those games. Their former Rookie of the Year runner-up Kodai Senga has been relegated to the bullpen his last outing, 3 2/3 with 7 earned runs, 5 walks, only 3 hits, but allowed 2 home runs. Their big acquisitions of Luis Robert Jr., Jorge Polanco are both on the 60-day IL. No timetable for their return. I think Luis Robert is done for the season. Freddie Peralta, their starting pitcher that they got in this big 6-year deal, I think a 6-year deal from the Phillies. He got shelled a couple of starts ago. 2 2/3 innings. He gave up 10 runs. And meanwhile, the departed trio of Brandon Nimmo, Jeff McNeil, and Pete Alonso, they're a combined 249 average with a 324 on-base percentage, a 729 OPS with 29 home runs hit and 102 RBIs. I think the Mets kind of missed that kind of production. Aric, how do you see this?
4 games out of first place with an ailing Atlanta Braves team. This is exactly what the doctor ordered for Philly.
Yeah.
Philly's going to wipe the floor with these guys. Philly's playing better baseball than these guys. The Mets just fired their manager. I don't see that, sparking the situation there. I like the Phillies to sweep here, and I like them to pull within a couple games of the Braves.
David Stern said for the last 7 weeks, he said, look, this is not a manager problem. He gave Mendoza so many dreaded votes of confidence. So if it's not the manager, then this change in manager, what the heck are you doing?
Yeah. So
Andy Green's
you
going
look
to really
stupid.
Yeah.
The Mets are done.
Yeah. All right. Turning to a matchup, actually a continuation of a big 4-game series in Boston. The New York Yankees at 48-31 travel to face the Red Sox, their hated rival, at 32-46. Friday is Will Warren with a 7-2 record. He's 3.45 for the Yankees. He will go up against Peyton Tolle, 3-5 with a 3.08 ERA. Saturday is Garrett Cole, 2-2 with a 3.62 ERA against Jake Bennett, 1-3 with a 3.71 ERA. And Sunday, which is on ESPN, the Sunday night game, is Carlos Rodon, 4-2 with a 3.7 ERA against Sonny Gray, the free agent signing you did not like. Actually, this is a trade that you did not like. He's 9-1.
I agree.
Aric.
I agree. I've been wrong about a lot of stuff this year, but
it's okay.
But
that's why we love watching the games. Right?
Yeah, but make note on this: the Yankees made 4 errors last night in a loss.
Oh, yeah.
That's quality defense.
All those runs on charge of Cam Schlittler, excuse me,
Yeah.
they were unearned.
I know. So I don't know what else to say, but somebody should tell the
Tighten
Yankees
this
roster
blank
that
up.
this is the big leagues.
Yeah.
They look like a little league team out there.
Well, they don't
I think,
play.
I think
don't
T-ball
teach
teams.
fundamentals in
I
the
think
minor
T-ball
leagues.
teams make less than 4 errors in a game.
Well, the Mets don't.
But yeah,
Sorry.
so look, the Yankees are better than the Red Sox.
Right.
The Yankees ought to win this series. You make 4 errors in a game,
You're gonna lose.
You're going to lose a game, and so that's what it comes down to. If the Yankees just play quality baseball, they're going to beat these guys.
Right. Paul Goldschmidt, we talked about him earlier. He's having a resurgence, hitting .297 with a .923 OPS. He's third on the team with 14 home runs and 39 RBIs. He's a part-time player. They do get catcher Austin Wells back. He returns from the IL. He had cervical headaches. Never heard about that. I've never heard that one. J.C. Escara.
I was wondering what was causing that hole in his swing. I'm taking a shot at Wells. I'm
Ouch.
sorry.
Hit a man while he's hurt.
I know.
J.C. Escara was optioned back to the minors. GM Brian Cashman has made it known that he's looking for a right-handed pitch-hitting catcher, and he's eyeing Ryan Jeffers for the Twins. So we'll see what that costs him.
You know what I say?
Yeah.
I would love to see some team from the AL West, not to be named, right, pull away, basically take their 1.5 game deficit out of first place, pull away and get ahead by 5 or 6 games in the next 5 weeks and see if Seattle wants to deal anyone.
Okay. No, they're not going to trade the MVP.
Why? They suck. They're awful franchise.
He's hurt, too.
That's true. He is hurt.
He's hurt.
He is
I thought
hurt.
you were
And
going to talk about Shea Langeliers.
And he's not the MVP.
The A's are not getting rid of Shea Langeliers, that's for sure.
They shouldn't, but
No. Well, they probably will right before he hits free agency. The Red Sox. Let's take a look at some comparisons, shall we? Trevor Story, who was their starting shortstop, went on the IL about 3 or 4 weeks ago. When he did, he was hitting .206 with a .244 on-base percentage with only 3 home runs and 19 RBIs in 41 games. His replacement, Marcelo Mayer, hitting .254 with a .304 on-base percentage, 1 home run, 12 RBIs in 21 games. More injury woes for the Sox. Their infielder, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, former Yankee, he goes on the IL with a left forearm inflammation. The supposed replacement, Romy Gonzalez, he was shut down from rehab in Double-A with hip tightness. He is recovering from off-season surgery, I believe, on his elbow. But unfortunately, also starting pitcher Garrett Crochet, he's rehabbing from a shoulder tendonitis. He told reporters he doesn't expect to return until after the All-Star break. Ouch.
yeah, I mean, they're not going to compete for this.
So if the Yankees just play decent ball and they just, I
know. Just make 4 errors and lose a game. Lose a game, you should win. Make 4 errors.
Yeah, exactly. Finally, in the NL West, the San Diego Padres finally get the chance to make up some ground on the Dodgers. The Dodgers travel to Petco Park in San Diego. They have a 52-29 record. The Padres are 42-37. Friday is Roki Sasaki. He's 3-4 with a 4.76 ERA for the Dodgers. He goes up against former Dodger and former stud from the University of Tennessee Volunteers, Walker Buehler, 4-3 with a 3.96 ERA. Saturday is Yoshinobu Yamamoto. My favorite name, I love to say in baseball, is 7-5 with a 2.65 ERA against Randy Vasquez. He's 6-5 with a 4.17 ERA. Sunday is Emmett Sheehan, 3-5 with an uneven 5.32 ERA against Michael King, the ace, 5-6 with a 3.33 ERA. For the Dodgers, their center fielder Andy Pages leads the National League with 58 RBIs, and Shohei Ohtani, aside from taking over pitch calling with the regular catcher Will Smith on the IL. Did you see what Dalton Rushing was doing? He was showing up Ohtani, saying, "No, I'm not gonna challenge these pitches, dude. You are a rookie." And you are not making any friends. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, I don't think that's acceptable at all.
Yeah, and Shohei just shows his class. Didn't make any gestures whatsoever on the mound. I would have walked out there and throat punched him.
Yeah, the guy's like the perfect player, man.
He really is.
I hate to say it as a guy who hates the Dodgers, but
yeah,
the guy is a class act.
Yeah, totally.
And my thing is, hopefully he's addressing it somewhere. But the fact
everybody did.
But the fact that
Dave
he's not
Roberts did.
Yeah, the fact that he's not addressing
Andy
it on the
Pages
mound
did. No, they went to the
so mature.
No,
so mature.
When he came back to the dugout, he was approached by no less than 3 people, including manager Dave Roberts, and said, "That's not the way we do things here."
And I dig that.
Right, exactly.
Yep. So I mean, just they're a good franchise right now. They're
Right.
clicking on all cylinders.
Ohtani also leads the National League in on-base percentage and OPS plus with 168. The on-base percentage is 414. He's also leading the team with 17 home runs. He's just amazing. The Padres, their struggles continue offensively. Jackson Merrill, he's hitting .212 with a 74 OPS plus. That means he's 26% below the major leaguer. He's on pace to hit only 16 home runs this year, whereas his rookie year, he hit .292 with a 127 OPS plus and hit 24 home runs. Manny Machado still struggling at the plate, hitting only 184 with a negative WAR and 645 OPS. These are all careers lows, but he's 6 for 18 in his last 5 games. But on the bright side, closer Mason Miller leads a top-notch bullpen. He, Jason Adam, and Wandy Peralta combined for 3.9 strikeouts per walk. So they are just getting it done. Just get to the 6th or 7th inning, and they pretty much lock it down.
Yep. This is what I think here. Cue the Kenny Loggins here, danger zone. This is where the rubber meets the road for the Padres.
Yeah.
I think I could see them getting swept here. If they get swept here, it is over. Katie barred the door. The Dodgers are going to run away with this thing. But if the Padres are going to draw a line in the sand, this is it. This has to be it right here.
Oh yeah, they got to start this right now.
This is it. Yep.
Right?
If you're going to come back from 9 games out with a few weeks before the All-Star break,
the Dodgers are hurting a little bit. Mookie Betts did hit his 300th career home run. Congratulations to him, but he hasn't gotten his sea legs yet. Will Smith is still out. I like the Padres here. I really do.
That's fine, Mike. I'm going to tell you, all of that combined, the Dodgers are still the best team in baseball.
They're the team to beat. I get it.
So I don't know.
Listen, the Giants are 4-2 against them, so anything can happen.
Is there any chance the Padres, if the Padres really derail here, is there any chance they could be sellers?
Well, I mean, they got new ownership.
Yeah, so I'm just curious if they kind of blow this thing up.
I mean, a lot of these contracts, you're paying a heck of a lot of money for a right fielder and Fernando Tatis Jr. to hit only 3 home runs so far this year.
Agreed.
Manny Machado they re-upped his deal just a couple of seasons ago, and this is
he's the
going
face.
well.
I don't see him going anywhere.
Yeah,
but
Xander Bogaerts, the signing has been overall a disappointment. He's not hitting his in his career highs of what he did in Boston, that's for sure. Jackson Merrill,
Jackson Merrill's not playing good baseball right now.
No, he's really struggling. So, and their pitching staff. Who they got really that they want to that's available from trade market. They're not going to do away with Mason Miller. He's too cheap right now.
Well, what would I would love that, but he's just on the books.
Yeah,
at too low a value.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, anything else, Aric?
That'll do it. I'm telling you, there's a lot of good baseball to be had out there.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Hey, congratulations to the United States team for making it into the round of 32. Yep. It's been an absolutely compelling and wonderful World Cup. I just love World Cup, but but watch some baseball. We got some really great races and great matchups going on this weekend.
Absolutely.
That'll do it for this episode of the Picked Up Podcast. We want to thank you all for listening in. We also want to thank you for your feedback. We want to make this show better because we do it for you. You can catch us every week on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow us on X at The Bitter Mike or on Instagram, BitterMike1963. Time is precious, so we appreciate you spending some of yours with us. Mike and Aric talking the great game of baseball. Have a great weekend, everyone. See ya.
See ya.
And keep your hands to yourself.